Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the With the Bentleys podcast.
Yes. Hi.
My name is James.
I'm Rikki.
And I'm Jake.
If you've not seen this podcast before, we basically just sit down, pick a few topics, and usually go completely off the rails and just chat about absolutely anything. But before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're checking us out on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. We're with the Bentleys on all of them. And if you like it, give us a like.
And also, if you guys have any opinions towards what we're saying, please don't hesitate to leave the comments down below.
Yep. All our opinions are our own.
Yeah.
We have very different opinions, which is, I think, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shall we get to the first topic?
yeah. So basically, right, last night I took it like every night I take Arjie out for a walk, and Daniel, most of the time, he doesn't really bother to join me because he doesn't really like walking anyway. And last night when I came back home, and he was hiding behind the door, literally behave quite similar to Jaden. You know, Jaden is my son, he's nearly 2 years old, but Daniel doesn't really behave like much older than him. He goes, I figure you out. Like that, he goes, I find your secret. I thought, what secret is that? Then he goes, oh, I read about you guys. I said, what were you talking about? Who are my guys? Who is your guys? He says, oh yeah, I realized what is introvert is.
Right.
You know, like, because over the years, I literally adapt to my own method of living my life. So I don't really come across as introvert.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was a proper introvert. So maybe about 12 years old, then things has changed for me. Then gradually I come out of my shell, and I push myself all the time to do things that I feel a little bit fearful about as well.
Yeah.
So, but Daniel is complete extrovert. Like,
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
like the ratio, but he's like maybe like 99.99%. There is nothing introvert about him. So the introvert people's world to him is that it's just completely strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after that, he started to sit there and analyze James.
Right. Okay.
Then he goes, oh yeah, James is introvert, isn't he? I said, I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Then he just sat there and laughed about introvert people for the rest of the night.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, then literally, like since this morning that I get up and stuff like that, he's all, did you have your introvert tea? Then did you have your...
What does he think introverted people are?
I don't know. He goes, did you have your introvert shower? And, you know, like everything I do, he labeled it introvert. So and I want to talk about this. I think is quite interesting because it's not just being introvert is interesting. It's the massive difference actually between introvert people and extrovert people. And there is a group of people is that they're like in the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like more balanced type of people.
Yeah. Can you just make sure you're speaking to this bottom bit here because you're really quiet at the moment?
All right. Okay. Oh yeah. I tilted it around. It's a little bit better.
There we go. Yeah.
I think we should explain to people what
is introvert?
Introvert, yeah. So extroverted people are like Daniel, people that are like very outgoing and very vocal, very expressive in their emotions and their sensibilities. Whereas introverted people tend to keep to themselves, a lot more quiet, to think stuff over a bit more, think before they say, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Last night he showed me a website. Actually, this is an interesting point between the difference of those two. Is like how you recharge your energy is different.
Right. Yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah, and introvert people tend to spend a little bit of time on our own.
Yeah.
Then, you know, just be quiet and don't really talk to anybody, and for a short time we'll be all right. But like over the years, because I see Daniel 24/7, I'll say over the last 7 years, the total amount of time I've not seen him is not going to be more than a month.
Right.
Wow,
So I literally see him every day. So for me, like I don't really get time on myself, you know, on my own.
Yeah.
So it took me time to get used to actually seeing him all the time, and he's loud as well, you know.
It's like forced extroversion.
Yeah. And for extrovert people, like he said it's so true that if he needs to recharge, he actually, when he come from downstairs or something to come to you guys have a chat, actually he's recharging himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
interesting point.
Yeah,
Actually,
Yeah,
you're
he
right,
doesn't
yeah.
need
definitely
time on his
like
own.
recharged by other people, like vibing off other people's energy.
Yeah. He's like, he'd like to talk to people and stuff like that. And he goes to me, he said, oh yeah, like I always think, why if we go out meet people, then after like a couple of hours, you always want to leave. Then like before I really want to leave, depends on who these people are. If people I don't really know that well, I don't really want to stay for too long with them because
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, like you sometimes just feel like I just like can't wait to just like just be able to just chill, just like
be on your own.
like reassess everything, just like
Yeah.
get on your own and just like
Yeah.
sit and chill.
Yeah, and Daniel's not really be able to spend much time on his own.
Yeah,
He likes to do everything together.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to do everything.
yeah.
Together. He genuinely enjoy it. Like if I'm staying at home on my own, I'll do like cleaning. I'll listen to the music I want to listen, and I'll just go train. Like a little bit and stuff like that. I've got my own plan, but he doesn't. He can't really come up with a plan on his own.
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think either's bad though. I think
No,
they're
it's
both
just
really
different.
great. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
it's
It's
amazing how like people can be completely different.
Yeah, it's
In that
so
way.
it's so different.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, and also like I use my intuition a lot. When things happens, I watch it happen and I kind of analyze in my mind and all that stuff. And Daniel doesn't really use his intuition at all.
No.
Not at all. He's solely based on if he sees something, he's gonna act straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see.
What would you say you are, Jake?
I think I'm a bit of a mixture.
You a bit make
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't say I'm a full introvert or a full. I do a bit of both. I think. Yeah, I think usually I like to do stuff with other people, and I feel like if I go out and meet new people, I'm happy to stay there all night and talk to them.
All right.
But in a way, sometimes I want to be on my own.
Right.
So
okay.
Yeah.
it's too.
It's more
I think it's
balanced.
weird. Like some people see them as just like extremes. Like people see introverts as people that just don't want to speak to anyone. They never want to be near anyone, which is not the case. And then some people see extroverts as people that are just like loud and obnoxious and all
Yeah.
that stuff, which obviously isn't the case. But it's interesting.
It actually goes in quite deep.
Yeah.
It's and also like, it says introvert people tend to think deeper, but actually I think Daniel thinks pretty deep, but his way of thinking deep is quite different as well. Like his angle of viewing this world, I've not really seen anybody have that point of view towards the world.
Right.
So talking to him actually, it helped me a lot. Just like it helped. You get to know people who are different from you.
Yeah.
That's the only way you'll be able to learn. Because
Yeah.
you only hang out with people similar to you, you're never going to learn because
Yeah, it's true.
it's all similar. So I think with Daniel, like I've learned quite a lot of things that is I never thought about really
Yeah.
from people.
Yeah. From
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting different people's perspectives, like spending time with people that's completely different to you, it can be like people sort of not necessarily up for doing that all the time, but it can be really, really like helpful or just interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And I think it's important to get different people's perspectives,
Yeah.
So
widening your
how
perspective.
introvert do you think you are?
I don't know, because like I said, like I'm not like it's not like I don't like just being around people. Like I avoid people,
Right.
but like you do like cherish the moments where you're alone and just like I spend a lot of time alone, just like watching films, like doing everything alone. Like my natural state tends to be like being alone, where I think other people's natural state is like they need to be around people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I know what you're
natural
saying.
state definitely like I like to be on my own.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Like I don't really mind just go out to get things done on my own. I don't mind at all. But like over the years, I have pushed my comfort zone quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to challenge yourself to
Yeah.
be what you aren't. Like sort of challenge extroverted people to be like spend more time alone and look into themselves, and challenge introverted people to spend more time with other people. I think it's important to do that.
Yeah.
Do you think you actually born with this personality, or actually is early, like going back to your baby stage, the parenting?
I think it's tough to say. It's
No,
probably a mixture of both, but I think a lot of it is like how you've grown up and like your experiences in life.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think when I was younger, I was a lot more introverted than I am now.
Right.
So I think that when I was younger, like at school and stuff, like I would always be a little bit shy,
Right.
be a bit like not as loud as I am now.
Right. Okay.
So I think that maybe, yeah, it is a kind of a learned thing that happens.
Maybe by nature you're more introvert, but you over the years you try to like people say you come out of your shell, isn't
Yeah.
it? I think that's what it is. Because
Yeah.
we've got a
The more time
family
you spend
friend.
around people,
Yeah.
the more extroverted you become.
It's about pushing yourself as well, you know. Like you just got to push yourself all the time. Like when I was a kid, I used to not speak to people at all. To the point, I think maybe something had changed when I was like about 12 years old. Then I started to talk to people more. Then after that, when I get to the high school, I went to another school which I don't really have a friend, so I have to try to adapt to that. But I only spent like a year in that school. Then after that, I just came to England. Then come to England, you know, the language barrier and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then I've always been interested in business. So when I was about like 18, 19, that I already started to sell stuff and,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, develop that as basically like an interest or something. Then after I got to dancing, then I basically pushed myself to go teaching. You know,
Right.
like you have to really try to engage with a lot of people and think about, you know, they come here to have fun and try to learn something, how you're going to get your message across and stuff like that. I think that helps me. Then I realize, I don't know, it's a really weird experience actually.
Yeah.
To push yourself, like,
Yeah,
I didn't even want to answer the phone calls and stuff, but because I answer the phone call all the time, so I get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a case of just doing things. Like once you've done it before, then you're open to it more, and then you become more comfortable with it.
Yeah, and Daniel definitely have pushed me so many times that, you know, over the years to do things that I don't really want to do.
Yeah.
Because he's quite pushy, isn't he?
He's motivated. That's the word I use.
Yeah,
motivated. He's heavily when he wants to do something, he'll do it.
Yeah, he doesn't
Which is
even
great.
think.
I like that.
Yeah.
He just get up and do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, right, he suddenly feel like speeding, then he doesn't schedule a time to do it.
Yeah.
He just do it now.
Just does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
I know what you
which
mean.
is good, but he's a little bit like cruising for the bruising, isn't he?
Cruising for
the
a bruising.
Yeah. Because he
How is that?
Because he doesn't really think about the consequences. About
Oh yeah, I guess it's like do first and then think later.
Yeah, he's like,
And then learn from it, and then
Yeah.
maybe not learn from
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Depending who you are.
yeah, he be that kind. You know, if you try to say that it's like learning to walk, he couldn't walk, but he's just gonna keep on walking and fall over like 1,000 times and get up. He's that kind. I'm quite careful with things.
Yeah. Plan stuff out and
Yeah,
stuff.
think it over and over and over, and then do it.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But he says, well, just don't stay in your brain, just do it.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of it is with introversion. It's like staying in your brain.
Yeah.
So it's like being within yourself quite a lot.
Yeah, but now I get into a habit of, if I start to think about, you know, something, it might happen later.
Yeah.
I'll tell myself, deal with that later.
Yeah. Deal with it.
Yeah,
later,
yeah. I'll tell myself not to think about it. Like I literally do it on a daily basis. That, you know, like if I start to worry about, it's not really worry, it just came into my mind. I'll say, oh no, don't even think about it. Like deal with that when it happens.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I've got you. Yeah. I think everyone's different, and I think it's good that if everyone was the same and the same sort of personality, it'd be pretty
boring,
wouldn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to have.
You need that mixture.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it comes to points that you'd be able to get to know each other and appreciate each other's difference. I think that on its own is a very nice thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a nice thing.
Yeah, you need someone to be different to understand that different perspective.
Yeah. So
To open your mind.
yeah, I think there's not much point to be judgmental, because, you know, like the struggle people have, the struggle is just struggle. Like maybe you don't struggle in this area, this person do, but you would struggle in the other area. But there are plenty of the other people struggle while you're struggling anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's, you know, we get to know each other and you have that you know, like that compassion for each other, and that's what keep everything in peace.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
quite nice.
Yeah.
That's the way the world works.
That's the way it goes.
That's the way the world works.
Yeah. So what other things you thinking, guys?
I couldn't think of a topic, but I thought.
Think about.
Well, I was scrolling through Twitter before, and I saw something. I saw a you know, you do polls on Twitter. People do polls on Twitter where you can choose, like, they put out like a few different things and all their followers can select them. So someone put a poll on Twitter, and it was just a simple choice between, would you have wisdom or happiness? I thought it was quite interesting. If you could just choose one thing right now, wisdom or happiness.
You can't really choose. You know why? I think true happiness coming from being wise.
And that's why I thought I'd go for wisdom, because I think you can find, if with wisdom you could probably find happiness, but with happiness you might not necessarily find wisdom.
Yeah, I think you're right. I
think it's the idea of being sort of blissfully ignorant, or being so wise that you're aware of all the terrible things in the world which might not make you happy.
What do you think about what is wisdom?
Yeah, because it is quite a thing. What is wisdom?
Yeah, you got to define that, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think there's like, when I saw wisdom, I immediately just thought like being like educated in what's going on in the world and history and science and all that stuff. But wisdom could be just be like self-awareness. I think is a massive thing, which could class as wisdom.
You know, there is a guy called Solomon in the Bible.
Yeah, and
he's the wisest person ever existed, because he was a king and his dad was David. David was the warrior, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a king as well. Solomon says wisdom is in the street corner. So basically he says wisdom is everywhere. I think it's about, you have to set, you know, if you want wisdom, you have to firstly really want it in your heart. You have to have that desire to become wise. Then after that, you realize what is wise. And you just, it's a learning curve. If you set your heart on something, you're going to succeed.
Yeah.
Because I believe if you really want to do something, then you put enough effort in, you're finally going to get that. For example, if you want to be a doctor, then you can be a doctor. If you want to be a dancer, you can be a dancer. It's about what actually you want from your life. So I think if you want to be a wise person, not just say, oh yeah, I'm wise, but you actually have thought about what is wisdom and how to become wise, then you will.
Yeah. I don't think being wise is particularly being smart in a certain way, or it's particularly
It's a certain attitude as well.
Yeah.
Like you always see wise people, like the wise people you always see of in like certain literature or art and stuff like that is like people like old and they're just like quiet and
like Master Turtle from Kung Fu.
Exactly. But exactly, that's what people like old monks or sages or people that have got all this knowledge.
Yeah, but would they say knowledge is power? Don't they? So
knowledge is power
in a way.
That's one of my favorite sort of saying. Knowledge is power.
But from the Bible, right? There are 4 things. Like I pray to God every day for these things. Actually, myself is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and the 4th one, discernment. I think it's very important to be able to live your life successfully if you have these 4. So, like wisdom is about, you know, like how you handle things. Because I think life is actually, why are we talking about such deep things today? Life is actually quite simple. I think don't need to complicate it too much. So I think wisdom should be quite practical. You know, like you daily things that how you figure out what is the best way to deal with everything.
Yeah.
And that's practical. Knowledge is like, about nature, biology, and all these things is knowledge. Understanding is you can understand. When things in front of you, you can easily make sure you know how it works, and you understand people's behavior, you understand people's emotion, and You understand your kid, you understand your dog. You know, like it's about to understand what's happening. And discernment is a funny one. Discernment is actually be able to tell what kind of situation you are in quickly.
Yeah.
So I think these 4 are very, very useful. That's why I pray about it every day.
Discernment. I rarely
think about
hear that
it.
word used. Discernment.
Yeah, it's a Bible word. It happens in the Bible quite a lot.
Yeah, I don't really hear that word used at all.
That's really interesting. Just like being able to be aware of your surroundings and fully understand the situation you're in.
You can define.
It's almost self-awareness, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because like being completely aware of who you are.
Because in a way, some people don't, do they?
Yeah.
No.
Some people who just do silly stuff in front of people that they shouldn't do, and then it's like silly.
But if that's who they are, then that's the big thing about self-awareness, is understanding who you are. Like, we're big fans of Gary Vee, who's always saying like self-awareness is like one of the greatest things you can have for yourself, because like if you truly understand yourself, then you don't worry about other people's opinions. You don't worry about anything else.
Definitely.
It's hard. It's hard to understand yourself, because there's another Bible scripture says, like basically says, don't be that kind of person. Look at yourself in the mirror and turn around, forget what sort of people you are. It's literally like that's talk about when you don't have self-awareness, isn't it?
Yeah.
But self-awareness is like you have to boil yourself down so deep, realize actually what you're really made of.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's so difficult. Like you think you're doing everything right. It might not be.
No one can do everything right. There's too many variables in life where you're never going to do everything right, but you've got to try and do it the best of your ability, and or if you don't do something right the first time, then you learn from it and you change it next time, and
being open to change as well. It's massive.
Yeah, open-minded. But a lot of people they're not.
You've got to learn from your mistakes. That's the key to learning.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I mean, no one goes and learns how to do a certain thing straight away. And you've got to put the work and the time in for it to get something to a good enough standard where you can say, "Oh, I'm good at this." You can't just do it overnight. No one learns to read overnight. No one learns to ride a bike overnight, do they? Or swim. You've got to learn by doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only effort.
Putting the time in, putting the effort in.
Mm-hmm. And also, you talk about if you want wisdom or you want happiness, but happiness, I think, depends on what kind of definition of this happiness as well, because some people think if you're feeling happy, that's when you have happiness. Actually, not necessarily.
Yeah, like micro happiness and macro happiness. Like, are you happy as like just in general throughout your life, or are you happy on just like a certain day, on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah,
it's a massive thing, and I think it's like you've got to be doing something you want in life to be happy, because some people go to work and they hate the job, don't they?
Yeah.
And they don't want to, and they're not
happy.
A lot of people.
They're
not happy because they don't like their job. And I mean, realistically, you think you only get one life, so you might as well do something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
It's not like you've got to work as well for like a big majority of your life, innit? It's like, 65 years or something now? Because you come out of school at like 20 odd.
Yeah.
You've got to work for 65 years before you retire. So you've got to do something that you enjoy, otherwise your life's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't see why people do stuff that they don't want to do, because realistically, you've only got one life, so why do something that's making you miserable?
I think people are not brave enough.
Yeah.
But live in
it's
fear.
also just like, it's become like accepted now. Like, that's the sad thing, is that it's almost just like a societal acceptance that like you hate your job.
I know.
It's like, I can't believe that that's the way it is, but that's how it is,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's not good. I think if people hate their job, it's easy. People will say, "Oh yeah, it's easy for her to say that," but it's not easy to do. But my genuine opinion is, if you hate whatever you're doing, change it now.
Yeah, change it.
Because your life will always change. That's the facts of life.
Yeah.
Your life always change. We can't really predict what's going to happen in the future anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well just change now.
And the thing is,
Quit your job if you don't like it.
People get in the mindset though is like, oh, I'll change it next month, I'll change it next week, I'll change it next year, and then they're just working for a paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, and then before you know it, 10 years is gone and you're stuck in the same job doing something that you hate. You might as well do something that you want to do and that you enjoy doing. That.
I
mean, I just don't understand why people don't do stuff that makes them happy.
Yeah, I found out recently that like a lot of people, there's like a large percentage of people that not only like dislike their job, but they find their jobs just pointless. Like they don't think their job means anything.
Right.
In this day and age with like the new like technology, even people that are doing like quite new jobs based around like internet businesses and stuff like that, they think their job means nothing, and that just doesn't bring them any gratification from what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, a lot of the jobs that are happening now are basically going to be defunct. In 5 to 10 years' time. Personally, in my opinion, I think that especially like driving instructors, they need to sort the game out. They can't be they need to, because the way that the world's moving in technology, no one's going to be driving in 25 years. It's not going to happen. It realistically.
Do you reckon it's that close?
I reckon it's that close.
25 years.
25 years.
I say 25 years.
Yeah, maybe.
I reckon. I mean, you see these new cars coming out now, and they've already got driverless technology.
Yeah.
Actually, they do predict that the resources we've got on the Earth within like next 50 years to 100 years will run out.
All gonna go.
Yeah,
So,
They're already looking at like terraforming Mars and Venus and places like this to get
that.
new materials.
But I personally think that the way that stuff's like, you look at the last 10 years, how stuff's changed like massively.
Yeah.
Like stuff's come out of nowhere. And, like,
Internet has only not been around for 20 years, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's not
just
been around
20
for 20
years.
years.
Just the entire world has changed within our lifetime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But technological advancements have gone like tenfold, haven't they? You think what we had in our hands, or what we had looking at 10 years ago, like we had those screens that were like, you could put a magnet on the screen and it would ruin it. Did you ever do that in school and stuff?
Yeah.
And
now the kids are playing Fortnite on their iPad.
On
We
their
were there with
iPad.
Lego and just sketches.
And everybody on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's on YouTube.
The way it's changing is massive, and I think that people there's opportunity for anyone to do anything they want to do. And
But it's because it seems like the world is more complicated, so you need to figure out what your goal really is and how you could, what kind of thing actually bring yourself enjoyment and happiness, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
And focus on that, then
I think people just need to do stuff they want to do and enjoy life, because you only get one. And I mean, to be honest, you don't know when you're going to go. It could be tomorrow. I mean, people die all the time.
Yeah.
And it's no one knows when they're going to die. Like I've got someone in my family who died recently. They're only 60. I know you say only 60, but in this day and age, 60 is young, isn't it?
Yeah, my dad only died when he was just before he turned 50.
Right, and it can happen any time, can't it? You don't know.
My dad was like, he found out he's got cancer in December. By the time March comes, he's already gone.
That's what I mean. So it's like, some people don't even realise they have cancer, or they have a heart attack or a stroke or something, and the next thing, or you have like something where you fall over and you bang your head or something and you're dead. Mm-hmm. It could happen any time, so you might as well enjoy your life.
Yeah.
My granddad was like, he was 60 and he went to work in the morning and had a heart attack and died on the same day.
That's what I mean. It happens to anybody, anywhere, anytime. So people who are sat at home doing, like, I don't know, being a bus driver or whatever, and you don't like it, but you're just doing it for the money, go and change it. That's what I say.
Do it. Everyone watching this podcast,
just go change.
Look at yourself.
The thing
if you're
is,
not happy, change it.
The thing is, if you thinking, if you got to have a goal, right? If you like, I'm not really looking down on jobs of like bus drivers and stuff like that. But if you think you don't really like it and it doesn't really pay you that well, you might as well. Like if you don't abandon what is old behind, you're never going to have room to receive the new, isn't it?
Yeah, or progress, yeah.
So you probably think, that's too risky. Just risk it.
Yeah, risk it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's not really a risk. If you think what is a risk, is I don't really like the word risk.
Yeah.
You talk about risk, you think, because you worry about all the bad things could happen. That's why people call risk a risk. It's
very negative connotations these days.
Yeah.
So it's not really a risk; it's just a change, really.
No one really risks. But I actually think that in a way, people who people live too small as well. Do you not agree? Like people
think too small.
Yeah, and they live and they think too small. Like it's like some people think, I'm going to work in this job I know it's not that good, but if I've been there for 25 years, 30 years, I'll get a good pension and I'll live on a good pension.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who cares about a pension? Go and do something else. Earn more money, and then
But I think
that's your pension. Do you know what I mean?
But I think maybe that's not the best way of thinking about it, is like looking at the people and just telling people to change, because people are not necessarily always in the circumstances where they're allowed to.
Yeah, people's circumstances might be quite complicated.
Yeah,
than we
It's like
think.
just telling people to go and earn more money. It's like, it's not like the system isn't really set up for people to just do that necessarily.
No, I know what you're
think
saying.
People are obviously lulled into a false sense of security and being able to just sit back and think that there's nothing they can do, because there's always certain things they can do, but it's not necessarily that the system is always for them. I think the system, for a lot of people, the system's against them.
Yeah. But there's new opportunities coming all the time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the internet's huge.
You
massive,
you can't really
Wealth of opportunity.
predict. You can't really predict. Like, when we first got married, when I first met Daniel, right? Like, you just think about your life is mad. When I came to England, I never thought, I'm going to marry to a white guy, right?
Yeah.
Then you just met him and he says that the first time we went out, he goes, "Do you want to marry me?" I thought, what? Right?
I've never heard of somebody doing that.
Then after a year, we did get engaged.
No way.
Yeah, so it's not like I really planned it out. Nobody planned it out.
No.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, my mom never really thought that I'm gonna marry to a white guy. Then when I came to England, I never thought that I'm gonna stay in England. I just came.
You just came.
Yeah, I just came, did my A levels, and go to university. I thought I'm gonna go back to China.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your life just changed all the time. That I never really thought, I'm gonna be a van rapper
No.
and sell vinyl, stuff like that. It's just mad because I did chemical engineering in university.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, and when we first started the business, we thought, if we sell a few rolls every month and we probably wrap one car, then that will be all right. But actually, look what happened now.
Yeah. You're wrapping multiple cards.
Yeah. It's too many than we
Too
can
much
handle.
business.
Begging them, please don't book him for
Yeah.
now. Yeah, and we've got a vinyl brand that actually well known in the world.
Yeah. And
So things is that it changes all the time.
Yeah,
But
like, you can never
opportunity-
expect when things can just
No.
completely change.
Yeah, it's things just you don't know what's gonna happen next day that actually gonna change your life.
yeah.
It's just weird. It's weird. But so it's just trust the flow of your life and trust that you're gonna, everything will be all right. Have a positive attitude towards life. I think is
Yeah.
quite important.
Yeah, I think don't overthink stuff too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy
It's
it.
very easy to overthink stuff, and that's when you start like finding the bad things
Yeah.
in every situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think the key is just to enjoy it, because you don't know when you're going to die. You don't know what's going to happen. So you only get one life. Just enjoy it while you're here.
And
One
be good
life.
to people.
And be nice to people. Spread the... If someone's nice to you and you're nice to them, everyone's going to be nice to each other. You don't need to be nasty.
That's why we plan to do giveaways, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We like
yeah,
to give people things.
and
For
also
free.
and also you when you give, you actually feel happier than when you receive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give is like it's not just material things you give away. Like, for example, if anybody asks you for a direction, you successfully direct them from A to B, then that will make you feel slightly happier. Won't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's different forms of giveaway. So I think you should focus on that kind of thing.
Yeah. Or even just holding the door open for someone.
Yeah.
When because it doesn't take anything. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't take you anything
Mm.
to do that. It does maybe a couple of seconds of your time,
Yeah.
and that person will appreciate that.
Never understood when people don't do that.
Yeah.
When people just like, when they can see someone's right behind them, they just like slam the door.
Daniel go get around and give people money. If we go to restaurants, sometimes he tip people like 20 quid or something. Then if we drive down the road and I go get a coffee or something, then he see a guy look after disabled people or something, so he would just go around at him, give him a tenner or something like
Oh,
that.
That's great.
It's great, but it's kind of strange to see.
But that's kind of sad. Did it that strange though?
yeah.
Yeah.
that we see is so weird and so strange.
It's actually it's a good thing he's doing. Yeah. Then the other day we went to KFC. There's a girl. She's quite nice, and she was packing up rubbish at the entrance of the KFC, and he felt sorry for her that because he thinks she's got a not nice job.
Right. Yeah.
So he pulled out like I think it's £20 and tried to give it to her. She goes, no, I don't want it. And he spent next 10-15 minutes trying to talk to her. You should accept it.
He used to roll around in a chrome Range Rover. So if someone goes around in a chrome Range Rover giving out money, you're going to be pretty suspect. You're going to think, where has that money come from? Yeah.
But he's like, the way he did it as well, he's not a particularly gentle person, is he? No. So he put the window down and said, hey, come here. Like that. The girl was
imagining how this looks.
Yeah, the girl was a bit confused.
Fully tinted out in a massive Range Rover, just giving out money out of the window.
Yeah, but we plan to give it more. So we've got a new plan, isn't it? So guys, if you keep up with our channel and more things will happen within maybe the next couple of months, then we will have our little charity and try to support people around Manchester and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the podcast, check out our YouTube channel. With the Bentleys.
You're on it right now. Hopefully, if you're not listening on SoundCloud or any of the other podcast services.
Yeah, just check us out.
Yep.
We're also on Facebook, Instagram. And we're not on Twitter, are we yet?
We're not on Twitter yet.
No, we're not on Twitter at the moment.
We need to get that on.
But we've got multiple Instagram accounts.
Yeah, we've got loads.
Have you got a topic, Jake, or shall we?
No, I think we've...
Lead it off.
I think we're hit the time, so I think we'll pass it on.
Lunchtime, isn't it?
It's been quite...
it is almost lunchtime.
It's been quite...
This is a
motivational podcast.
Yeah, we got quite deep and quite sad, but I think we've come up at the end.
Without
we've brought it back.
Without a full-on extrovert person, the podcast sounds different, isn't it?
Yeah, without his presence,
without his laughing,
sit and mess about.
Yeah, I don't have to do as much tweaking of the audios without his laughing.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so if we're ending off here, make sure, as we've already said, follow us on all the socials. Check out Arjie Customs if you've not yet. That's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you check out Arjie Vinyls as well. The new Arjie Premium range is going up soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to be on Instagram. It's good that we've got a brand new website going up soon.
Yep.
And if you like this, if you're listening on audio on the podcast services, make sure you check out on YouTube. This is a YouTube video as well. If you're on YouTube, make sure you can check out them as well. If you think, oh, maybe I don't want to watch the YouTube video, I want to just listen to this in the background, then you can go and get it on a podcast service somewhere.
Yeah, we're on SoundCloud, Pocket Casts, hopefully on Apple and Spotify soon. We're just waiting for them to get uploaded. But yeah, cheers, guys.
Yeah, just give us some feedback if you want us to talk about any certain topic, or if you just want us to give you a shout out, we will do it. If you just give us a comment and let us know.
Yes, please.
This has been With the Bentleys podcast, episode 5. And we are out.
See you next time.
Goodbye.